All right. We'll get with it. We're gonna dive into it now. So, welcome back to the next episode of the Vanflip. If you are new to the channel, if you're new to the podcast, thank you for stopping by. If it's your second or third or 20th time back, welcome back. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, give us a rating on your Apple Podcast app or whatever you want to do. Thank you for joining us today. Today on the couch, I'm also joined by Rob and Nick of Mindfields.
Heyo. What's up?
You guys are from here, Jacksonville.
Yep.
Born and raised? Born here? Cool. Are you guys from the beach?
I'm mostly more like St. Augustine area.
So St. Augustine, not from here. Got it.
Damn.
Yeah, basically. I'm south side of Arlington.
Definitely from here.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn. Call me out.
Well, I mean, come on. You're St. Augustine. You just have the same area code. You got lucky on that.
Damn. Fuck.
But you guys just recently were signed to Bullet Tooth, correct? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So how long have you guys been a band prior to being signed? Like, how long have you guys been grinding it out?
So, I think, today's our 4-year
I should probably start.
anniversary.
I'm going to cut you off right there.
Oh, shit.
Nick is the
I'll let you
vocalist.
finish.
Nick is the vocalist of the band. And Rob is the
Guitarist.
guitar player. Yeah, because the bass player's not here. We're going to talk shit about him.
We would never talk shit about
Right.
Colby, our bass player.
No, yeah. Play more bass when you're not on tour. Anyway, so how long have you guys been a band?
Today was actually our 4-year anniversary of releasing our first song.
Cool.
4 years ago, we released our first song on Thanksgiving Day.
And now you're on Lambgoat.
And now we're on fucking Lambgoat. With the odds, right?
Full circle.
Honestly,
The odds?
though.
I guess you guys can retire, you know?
2, 1.
10. No.
Yeah, I mean, 4 years, and I've been maybe with y'all for like a year and a half, I think.
Close to half of it, I'd say.
Something like that.
Cool.
When we had Rob come in, probably like 2 years into the band,
Mm-hmm.
we had our original guitar player. We found Rob, and then we played, one show with 2 guitar players?
One show.
And then he was like, no, I'm not feeling it anymore. We'll just let Rob take over. And we were like, all right, that's cool. Like, do your thing. And then we've just been grinding since that, honestly.
So it's just the four of you guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Colby's.
And a fifth member,
And then-
honorary fifth member.
The merch man over there.
To the main monster.
So you guys are like, describe your style, obviously, because a lot of people may not have heard of you on Lambgoat for the most part, but describe like your style in the heavy
Rob's the
world.
I would say, based on our latest release, it's like metallic thrash-ish. That's the best way I can describe it.
Would you
Something
deem it
for
like
everybody.
hardcore?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
we have a lot of like older hardcore style riffs, but also definitely with up tempo beats and metallic technical style guitar riffs.
Was your latest release the one from September?
Yes.
Is that the one you're
self-titled.
referencing? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, that was the newest one.
Because you can check all that out on the Bandcamp, right?
Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Buy it from Bandcamp.
Buy it from Bandcamp, even better. You can stream it, cool. Buy it, even better. Anyways.
So how has the sound changed over the 4 years? Obviously, because Rob's a newer addition, and are you handling like all the guitar writing at that particular point going forward?
Yeah, especially the new release. I think the only thing I did on Void
Was just production.
I put leads.
Oh, yeah, you put some leads on there,
I put
too.
some leads.
That's how we met Rob.
I recorded it.
Through production?
He was recording our Void of Illuminance EP.
Yeah.
And then he showed a real interest in wanting to be with us, and we were just like, fuck it, why not?
And you said you tried it as a two guitar band, but what
We
more
did,
now?
and then right
He
when
did. He was like, all right, you got this, bro. And I was like, oh.
The training wheels are off now.
I was like,
we're like, all right, he's back at it, let's go.
Yeah.
So was that like weird for you though to like, because were you expecting something like that? To have it all on your shoulders now, Rob?
Oh man. I wasn't really expecting it. I'll take that back. I was expecting it.
He just wasn't. We weren't vibing, you know.
We were just vibing.
He was definitely going in a different direction, and especially after that first show, he just showed interest in other types of music. which is totally cool.
They're a great band too. Shout out Intervention.
But yeah, I expected it and it was totally cool. I've always wanted to be in like a thrash type band. That's the stuff I grew up on, so it was kind of nice and easy transition, especially being able to just like play guitar because I'm used to like singing in a band or like doing the whole thing. So excuse me.
Getting over a cold. How long have you been playing guitar, in general?
Since probably 8th grade. My first instrument was violin.
Sick.
Started first grade. Yeah.
Yellow card.
Yep. Played all the yellow card riffs.
Local joke. No, don't hate us.
So, yeah, been going out for a bit.
Yeah. So you were a violinist, and then you just like picked up the other 6 stringer.
Yeah, I mean, my stepdad had you make a transition as a kid.
You said 8th grade you were playing violin, like in middle school?
First grade I started violin.
Oh, first grade.
8th grade is when I started guitar.
Guitar. There you go. Okay, I had it backwards.
My stepdad came into my life and introduced me into a lot of like awesome music that I didn't even know existed until I met him, and that was when I was like, hey, I can't play these riffs on a violin. I need something different. So
low. I mean, you probably could. You probably could. You know,
shredding shit.
The dubstick chick online probably could. Dubstep violin girl or whatever.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna reference that shit, honestly.
I got a plethora of just dumb shit up here. So you started doing guitar like 8th grade. That's cool. And then, so what were you? I mean, now I'm just going down different avenues here. What were you listening to prior to your stepdad coming in? Because it's just funny. Because Connie obviously was on the podcast and was very influenced by her parents and her stepdad too.
So. Some classics.
Yeah, I mean, before my stepdad, it was like literally not even. It was like whatever was on the radio, like.
Yeah.
Honestly, like whatever my mom had on, which usually consisted of 80s pop, 90s pop.
So yeah, I was gonna like joke and say Ace of Base, but it would have been right up in there.
Literally like Tears for Fears.
Oh yeah,
like,
those aren't bad. That's not a bad group.
No, it's awesome. But like that's not like you don't strive to play music like that.
I don't even know how you would start running.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So like when I came into like I can distinguish everything that's going on in a song with these types of artists and bands. It's like, okay, this is more attainable. I can do this.
Yeah.
But
interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I was gonna ask if you were single mom.
My mom?
Yeah, before your stepdad.
She was. Yeah, me and my sister.
Just because like musically influenced on what she was listening to, so obviously it was more along those lines.
Yeah, it was interesting. Me and my sister, are twins, grew up.
And you're already like outnumbered right then and there.
Yeah. So she did what she
I feel like I have 2 sisters, so I get it, bro.
Yeah. All my family was women.
That's why I said Ace of Base, Spice Girls. I lived all that life too.
Spice Girls.
Anything you can sing along to.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
No, it's really weird though. Yeah.
That's me.
It is really weird because like when you're young and you're like impressionable as far as like music goes, there's a very defined point where like you start finding your own.
Oh yeah.
Your own little niche.
For sure.
And then when you get that, it's just like, fuck that shit.
Straight
like,
up.
Everything that was pop music to me at some point became like the devil. And like I didn't want anything to do with it because I felt like it was so bad.
You're like, and it was mainstream or something like that.
It's almost like brainwashing type shit, you know?
Almost as if that line.
I always accepted it because it was kind of like the only thing I knew.
Yeah, and at the time you don't know anybody.
But then my stepdad came along and he introduced me to bands like Slayer and Suicidal Tendencies, Testament. And then I was like, yo, I thought this was like, what all was out there. And like, there's this like sick, evil music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like how it was for me. Like, personally, it was like Limp Bizkit was huge fucking here in early mid-90s and stuff. Shit, so like they were, and that first album was such a unique sound. There's a unique sound to that.
Florida hardcore.
I don't know that. We're not gonna go that far. But they definitely were a hyped band around this area around that time. And I remember them being on the radio, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I found like other new metal shit like Korn and fucking Slipknot at the time. Yeah, a little before that, but then I eventually got into that. And then
Static X kind of stuff almost.
I was fucking down with Static X.
Yeah, dude, Static X.
Wisconsin Death Trip was the shit, and I got that through. You know how when you scan those little fucking CD things, when you would like for 99 cents, you get 20 CDs or some shit, and never pay. So I was underage. BMG music group.
Was it BMG?
Something like that.
It was something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what it was.
You just fucking fill it out. You're underage. They can't get you. You're good to go.
Golden.
Yeah. So I had many CDs that my mom and dad would not have bought me.
Oh no. Oh
but yeah, Wisconsin Death Trip was one of those bad boys.
Yes.
Yeah. So I lived that life for a little bit.
That era of music was prime.
But I mean, like when you find your own little niche, because no one in my fucking family listened to that shit at all. My dad was like Led Zeppelin and like 70s rock and AC/DC type shit.
Same.
But no one was like going under the underground. No one did anything underground for the most part.
Right.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. So, what are your musical influences, Nick? Not as a vocalist per se, but just in your actual life?
Like for me, I was a really sheltered kid, so like it was just all just like radio music. And then my cousin showed me Mudvayne. My cousin showed me Mudvayne, and I was like, should I like this? This sounds like scary. Like I don't know if I should fucking like this.
These guys look
and then
weird.
Like, he showed me like Slipknot, and then after that, like I just started finding different bands like System of a Down, and then I started like listening to like Trustkill bands like It Dies Today.
I thought you said Trust Fall.
No.
What, like Trust Company? That popped in my head for a second. I was like, what?
No, like
how do you go from that to that?
Bullet for My Valentine. I used to love Bullet for My Valentine. I still do.
Oh yeah.
That's kind
of like Today.
For me, that was kind of always like weird mainstreamy underground.
Dude, It Dies Today for me was like one of my favorite bands. And then Bullet for My Valentine.
Can't Requires Bomber.
That game. I discovered Bullet for My Valentine on Need for Speed on one of those games.
I think EA did a big service for like the metal and hardcore community, because there were a couple songs that they put on like Madden. They put like other sports games. I remember just.
I think they had Hatebreed on Madden at one point.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure
they definitely had Bullet for My Valentine on there.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that fucking song on whatever Madden that was, and I was like,
yes.
So it got cheesy to the point where you're like, I love the solo.
Literally though.
Yeah.
That was mostly me though, just Korn, Slipknot, System of a Down, and then got to like heavier stuff like It Dies Today, Bullet for My Valentine. And then before like really like thrashier riffs or like hardcore punk, I was more like into like deathcore, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really loved like Oceano, like Out of Their War, Whitechapel, all of those bands. And then from there, I remember in like 2009 or 2010, I went to Carly Fest and I saw Rotting Out and Foundation and Harm's Way. And it just changed the whole game for me, in my opinion, honestly. Like watching Harm's Way play that show.
Was he doing like curls on stage too?
Basically, I mean,
yoked?
basically, and it's just like that was something I hadn't heard before. Like something that like I don't know how to put it, but that sounds lame, but like serious, like compared to like Bullet for My Valentine and shit like that. But like
you're talking about like for
like just,
vocals and message, or just like in general, like
just instrumentally, vocally, like live, energy wise, like just basically everything.
Because Rotting Out and like Harm's Way seemed like they would be trying to say a lot vocally, like message wise.
I also saw Foundation at that show when they had just released When the Smoke Clears, and that was fucking crazy. I remember I bought that CD right after I saw Foundation. I think it was like 2009, 2010, and like I said, it just bands from there just kept spinning off of those kinds of bands.
Mm-hmm. Well, you find one,
and
then like fucking three other pop up, and obviously it's not like it was now. We talk a lot about like how music was, or how finding music was a little bit harder back in the day.
Because you don't have like the related artist thing like on Spotify now.
That's why people used to go to shows way more.
Oh yeah.
Just to go to a show.
Spotify. I love Spotify for what it is, but it's also like I don't know how good it is to find like bands within like these genres, other than like bands that are already out there, that are already established or are on established record labels for those genres.
That makes sense.
I feel like if you were looking, because it's harder to get underground bands on Spotify in general, but you know, God, fucking MySpace was like the gold mine. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was easy. It was so easy to find music on there within certain genres.
MySpace and the profile songs
Oh, yeah,
play,
that
dude. Loved it.
Top eights. I learned so many.
Yo.
So many bands from people's top
Yeah.
eights.
That's wild.
That was around the time like Amir came out too, and I really fucking loved Amir.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Speaking of
the
Limp
Gallows.
Bizkit.
Oh,
Yo, yeah.
Good song.
Hey, no disrespect. I love him. I mean, I shouldn't say I love Emir, but I fucked with Emir heavy for a lot of
Oh,
albums.
dude.
Oh,
I just have like I'm not going out of it. I just haven't paid attention to
Up
it.
until like Felony, that was really fucking pumped
Up
on that
until he
band.
got electrocuted on stage.
I remember that. Oh my god! I forgot all about that until just now. I'm saying it. I remember it. I remember the video.
We watched that video the other week. I forgot about it until then. I was
He's
like,
What a quality video.
Shout out Frankie for the election.
"Shout out Frankie, I love Amir. I don't even care."
Yeah, it was funny. You saw recently that they did the GoFundMe thing, or he was doing the GoFundMe thing.
Yeah, that's weird. How Frank just asking for money from the fans for the
For
band.
what?
Come on.
For the band. I'm
No,
pretty
it
sure.
wasn't like for the band. I think it was for like a fan club type thing,
A
but you would
fan
get like
club.
We
easy.
need printed tote bags. We really need. We really need money for our totes. We're trying to sell totes for our
I
toys.
know, like I read that, and then it was maybe like what, a week or two later, he like refunded everybody.
Baby
I
daddy.
think like closely after that, because I think everyone was taking it the wrong way. I mean, I don't know what the way it was supposed to be taken in general.
But like, how can you take that honestly? Like,
I don't
what other
know.
way do you be like, hey?
There's,
guys,
I mean,
like,
there's
have
so
money?
many different ways to monetize. I mean, there's so many ways, not different
Yes.
ways. There's so many ways to monetize your content. I feel like, and honestly, this is just me personally talking. I feel like bands should do more like Patreon, GoFundMe type shit for themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like, because it's harder to actually make money in the
For like
in the
music
industry.
videos or like what
In
do you
general.
think? Just in general.
Like
At the end of the day,
Mindfield has like a Patreon page, right? And you guys might do like a live stream with the fucking Patreon people once or twice a month.
Like just early access stuff.
Early
3,
access
5,
to your
6.
shit.
at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's a service made for people that need money.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You know, it's if you need money, it's available to you in the service that they provide.
Yeah.
And like, there's no shame in asking for, help.
No, yeah. I feel like because, especially like at your level, at many levels above you, up
Yeah.
until you get to a certain level, you have to have day jobs
Most
and
definitely, yeah.
shit. So why
You
not
have to.
like, $3 a month for fucking some kid to like sit on your live stream or like get in your Discord chat or some
Yeah,
shit. You know
that
what I
would
mean?
be sick, honestly. But I know it's just viewed weirdly among
Yeah.
people.
I mean, right now.
yeah, right now for sure.
It's because we're in the
2019, about
Move.
2020.
How many 20-year-old kids are subscribed to fucking browsers? And when they could be,
I don't know, dude.
when they-
Who pays money for that shit?
Right?
I've never met one single person who paid money for porn.
Dude,
Pornhub's been
But-
rocking it for
but
fucking
you-
years, and
you
I've
say
never
that,
paid.
But they still make money and they still exist.
It's-
Well, I feel like, and this is probably going to upset some people, but I feel like there's a certain kind of individual that
Yeah.
they pay for it.
Yes, that's factual.
Only, but that's not the same individual.
My point is, there's people out there that will pay the $3
Exactly.
to subscribe to whatever
Oh yeah, for sure,
a
100%.
band they like.
But the same
Yeah,
person
no,
that's going to subscribe to Brazzers probably isn't going to throw you $3.
They will definitely subscribe to yours Patreon.
I wanna watch you suck its dick.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Yeah. That's they're a good band. I like the sound too. I don't
Amir
know why.
is
They're
my
just like
guilty
they're
pleasure.
like
I fucking love
they are
Amir.
like a
It's
dirty.
amazing.
Goodbye the Gallows album, the Felony album, as dumb as the lyrics are, it's just, I love it for some reason. And the respect issue.
Dude, Speakers of the Dead? Come on.
Speaker of the Dead, too.
Come on.
Is that the one with the white cover and the
Yeah.
speaker box? Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, like,
With that song,
Yeah.
with that one song. With the
Drug
fucking
Dealer
weird-
Friend.
Drug Dealer Friend. Yo.
Shit.
I would
But
hate that guy.
so anyway, so yeah, that was interesting. Patreon. I found out that. No, I'm just gonna skip that. I found out who created Patreon, but that does not apply here. One bit. One bit. That's just like a personal like
Benjamin
LOL
Franklin.
thing.
Who the fuck?
No, it's a guy that was in a band. His name is Jack, I think, and he was in like a group on YouTube called Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse.
Yeah, they used to do like weird covers on YouTube, and I always wondered how they got bigger, and that might be why the
And that's
Patreon
it.
thing might be why. Started
Makes
Patreon
sense.
because now they're in like fucking big ass New York studios and shit
That's wild.
with like 10 people playing music. But anyway, moving on. That yeah, totally not even hardcore or anything. So you guys have been like doing the little circuit here in Florida for a little while. You guys done some tours, How many releases do you guys have in total? I know you have like four like album covers on your Bandcamp. So
3 main releases.
I think we released our first single, like I said, 4 years ago today, and that was Mental Torment. And that song was on the Perpetual Suffering EP, which was in 2016, I believe. And then 2018, we released Void of Eliminance. And then we got Robin here, and he records a bunch. So that really helped us like speed the process along of like trying to get stuff mapped out for the new songs. So we wrote like those new 3 songs in maybe like a couple months, and we were just like, let's just release them real quick. And so we probably have, I'd say, like 3 EPs.
So how did you guys get linked up with Bullet Tooth? Was it something you were just like sending demos out to places, or did you get contacted?
He honestly came to us.
I think he
messaged Trevor, I think,
yeah.
our drummer.
I don't know if he saw that we were playing in Jersey. I mean, this was on our tour, our last one with Byforce.
Yeah.
But maybe he saw.
I don't even know, really. I don't know how he like found us, but I know
Osmosis?
he was.
Are you actually signed to that, or like is that a thing, or is it just like we're making it up as we go along?
Trevor, I know Trevor was the main person talking to him, and he was like, "Yo, this guy that used to run Trustkill is gonna come like see our show in Jersey. He's driving like 2 hours for it." I was like, "Damn, really? Hope we don't fuck up." And
break string.
And that show, he broke a string, and there was like maybe like 10 people there, and I was like, dude, this guy's not gonna want shit to do with us. And then we talked to him after. He's like, so you guys want to do an album? And I was like, I mean, like we'll figure out like the details, but that sounds fucking awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so is it just like an album, one album deal?
One album deal. They were gonna do what, 11 or 12 songs?
We'll do whatever time permits and energy provides.
Yeah. We already have like, what, 3 songs written? 3 or 4 songs?
3, I mean...
Are none of the EP songs going to be on there?
Yes, the self-titled ones will be on there, so it'll be LP.
Will they though? Because I don't know. We talked about it a little bit.
We've had mixed decisions on that, because we changed tuning for what we're about to play.
We went down to C from drop D.
I mean, you can just like have like other guitars off stage, you know what I mean? Just
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He's just a pain in the ass kind of shit.
Fucking play it all in C. Okay.
Yeah, were we in C? C standard?
Drop C.
Drop C.
Well, figure it out. You'll find out when we're done.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe if you subscribe to the Patreon page on your download, you'll have the
$3 a month.
You'll have the
access.
Cancel your browsers now.
For one browser subscription, you get 10 months of Mindfield.
Way better deal. Let's think this out here.
I mean, you can also do different tiers, bro.
Subscribe
the $3
Snapchat.
3 month snaps. You can make a fans
the
only.
premium tour Snapchat. We're doing bullshit.
I think we're stumbling on some shit here, fellas.
Honestly, Mindfield Patreon.
I mean, bands, fans only stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Only fans.
I mean, like, there's a lot of groupie type bullshit going on.
Yeah, I mean, what? Gardner Minshew got that deal from what was that porn website?
Brazzers
to literally work out.
Yeah, they wanted him to
fill in.
$1,000,000.
Yes,
he would
Gardner
work out
Minshew.
for not even a long period of time. It wasn't even a long period of time.
Like an
He'd
hour,
work
maybe.
out. Yeah, I think not even that.
Not even
but
an hour.
that's a stretch. We're gonna go with an hour because it's $1 million. So you got to give him
For
something.
Brazzers just to work out in your jockstrap.
He would be in a jockstrap because he works out in a jockstrap in college and now I guess so.
And
Do you know he only makes
You see his mustache, man.
That's power.
he only
It's
makes
power.
I think he makes league minimum maybe. I don't know what it is, but it's like $300K a year, which is not shitty.
Not too bad.
But $1 million is $1 million.
Yo, straight up.
Yeah.
He did not do it. He's not
For doing
doing
that too, like, but he was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And now Nick Foles.
You should probably tell everybody we're talking about
It's
Gardner
not like
Minshew,
you're
the
gonna play
Jaguars.
him.
Oh yes,
Game,
the
bro.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fuck
We're all
me,
from
bro.
Jacksonville, so we all feel the pain of watching them lose every fucking week.
I'm not a Jaguars fan.
You said for the record, Rob's not a Jaguars fan.
I don't think I am anymore going forward.
After that last game, fuck.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna lose everybody talking about fucking the Jaguars.
All right.
Sorry. Speaking of Patreon, though, fucking Patreon it up with the Vanflip. $5 a month. You get early access and a bunch of other shit.
Help him out.
Hey, you can talk to me on my Discord. Or our Discord, not my Discord. Anyway. So, you guys, when is the album, like, slated to... I mean, have you started... Obviously, you started writing for it. Do you guys write and record at the same time? Obviously.
So, basically, our process this time will be... basically writing, and as we go, creating sort of a pre-production demo of each song.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might do that in segments. So we've got 3 songs done.
Not the 3 songs outside of the 3 songs.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got a couple of songs kind of jammed out.
Riff Bank.
That we've the Riff Bank that we are pulling from, and I think being able to record and listen to a rough demo is going to help us make changes and make kind of like cut our songs into something a little bit more special than our last releases.
Fine tune them.
Do you guys record at like your house, or do you have like access to
Yeah,
a studio?
so my house is my studio, Shed Sound. We did the drums there last time, and we did everything there. And I think it came out pretty good. Looking to up it this time.
Cool.
More.
What's the direction for the new album and stuff as far as like music?
I think
record. I think we're gonna maybe mix and master. Get someone to mix and master it.
It's always
and
good.
Rob will just like engineer it and like do a little bit of production.
Yeah.
But mostly mix and master. We'll probably send off to somebody else.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna mix it too.
We might. Well, then shit.
Yeah.
We're finding out right now.
And
You hear it here first. He wants to mix.
Who
Rob
knows?
Mixer.
If we can find someone to mix it.
yeah, we're
cheap
honestly.
enough and better than me. Then
Well, I mean, you're
all
gonna
for it.
have some old ex-Trustkill money. You might get Will on the case.
We're really indecisive
We shall
on
see.
what we want to do, like plan-wise for everything. We're just trying to get the songs written and then just go from there, probably.
Yeah, I mean, as far as a tentative finish date, I mean, it all really depends on our lives. I think we're trying to push for like spring.
Yeah, spring.
I mean,
maybe
you might
summer.
as well, because then you can
Spring.
get on the tour.
We're all working
schedule.
full time, and
Yeah.
Trevor works in Orlando, or he lives in Orlando. He's got a kid now, and so like it's hard for us to all get together at the same time. But Rob usually just will write some riffs and then send it to Trevor, and he'll get it down. And then once we finally meet, like every couple of weeks, we just knock out like 2 or 3 songs at a time usually.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually like what we try to go for at least.
Yeah, that's the plan. I think that'll work out for us.
Is there any kind of direction as far as like the sound is going? Are you changing anything up, adding anything, experimenting a little bit, maybe?
I think that
A little experimenting.
yeah, I think production value goes a long way. I think that being able to take our time with these songs and really sculpt them the way we want them is going to change our sound, but not change our the personality of our music. I think the biggest change you'll see in our music is dropping our tuning to C, but we'll still have the same drive and the same message, especially lyrically. He has some recurring themes with his lyrics and songs, which I think is awesome and works for us. But it's just all kind of general consensus of our direction has been dark, fast, and heavy.
Yeah.
And I mean, as long as we stay along those lines, I think we'll be happy with our outcome, and so will our listeners.
Cool. Yeah, I was thinking about your lyrical content. It's really cool that you guys are like a Brony type band, and you sing in falsetto all the time. It's really awesome.
I
You
work
guys
on
do
it a lot.
I love My Little Pony.
Yeah. And you don't see a lot of those, you don't see a lot of the Brony type bands, get much love.
I heard it
So
here first.
I actually just chopped my ponytail off.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
dude.
Damn it. Yeah, but yeah, definitely just honestly just making our sound more mature for what we already are.
Mhm.
Like I said, the riff or the riff changing, the tuning changing, and we just
Riffs
try
do change though on the album too. So
Well, we will
It's
have
true,
some
it's
different
true.
riffs.
yeah.
But just trying to have something for like everybody, trying to have something for the thrashers, the punk kids, the hardcore kids, the beatdown kids. We try and get a little bit of something, all of that in there for everybody to enjoy.
I think that just comes with our writing style. I mean,
We all have different backgrounds on
Yeah.
stuff we love.
Yeah, not the pony joke was it was a joke.
no problem.
No.
I'm actually really kind of have a phobia of horses, and I'm
Especially tiny ones
and
that
I'm
are
somewhat
multicolored.
allergic to horses as well. Put on the record.
Tattooed horses that are small. They're fucking freaking me out, man.
Freaking me out, man.
Freaking me out, man.
So what is your what's the lyrical message with the band? Since
It's mostly just like stuff that I feel like I can't talk about with my friends and family. Just like my depression issues, my suicidal thought issues. That's the main drive of my lyrics, was just getting my depression out there, getting the suicidal thoughts out there. And the newer stuff, I kind of went with a different approach. Like one song I had like a suicidal song. One song I had a song about like political stuff, like
which is making you want to do suicide anyway.
basically, I mean, it's fucking 2019 we live in anyways. But basically just saying like fuck Trump, fuck racism, fuck the media. Just trying to like go back and forth between real time issues and also like personal issues that people can relate to at the same time.
Yeah, it's always weird. You don't want to be like all about just like
Me.
I'm depressed all the time.
Listen to
motherfucker.
my words.
You know what I mean?
Like,
You don't want to
no.
be like that, but then like
Sometimes I'll ask the band, I'll be like, what do you guys want me to talk about? And then I'll kind of go from there.
Right.
But even then, they're just like, I don't fucking know, dude.
Well, it's because like you also play these shows with like bands that actually have a message and shit, and then like I always felt like, oh, we don't really have like a fucking message.
I'm just like,
I just hated my ex-girlfriend, you know?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's something really important, I think all of the good, feelings come out, whether it's about completely different things from song to song.
Relating to it.
It's if there's a lot of feeling behind it, it comes out really good. Especially since we're writing dark music.
Yeah.
I feel like you've really nailed that, especially with our last release. But I think if we carry that along,
Yeah, we just keep pushing it along. Like I said, just mature the sound.
Yeah, well,
mature the lyrics.
hopefully you just stay depressed forever and you can just write forever.
Yeah,
you know?
that's just the key to being a musician, just be fucking depressed.
I think anyone that does anything in the arts is always going to be depressed.
100%.
I took
100%.
his Xanax away from him so he can write better.
Yeah, right?
False news.
You'll get him back when you're done writing the album.
Yeah. Springtime, maybe on tour. Then we'll really amp up the OnlyFans page. And
We're
show
not
all
drug
the
addicts,
stuff.
I swear. We just smoke weed and drink beer. That's the only thing.
Same.
No, don't believe him.
He got into the rap life a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of rap
I
life.
fully support Lil Pump in everything he does.
Yeah, do you listen to other stuff? I mean, I don't know. Do you listen to other things outside of the heavy
honestly,
genre?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I listen to heavy music about 20% of the time.
Okay. Well, you're also playing violin and shit, so I expect you to have some like
I be
Tchaikovsky
listening to
on
some
regular
Celtic
beat.
step music. I be listening to some
Like Riverdance?
Some Riverdance. Honestly, I listen to a lot of indie. Arctic Monkeys, Black Keys,
You
Tame
are
Impala.
an indie man.
A lot of that stuff. I just like I feel like my head is constantly like on 10. So like when I can listen to some music, it has to be something like kind of chill.
Chill.
You know.
How does that affect like writing though for you?
Well, that's my outlet.
No, I mean like as far as like writing music and writing riffs, because like if you're listening to other stuff all the time, do you try to like write like Arctic Monkey shit, but like in drop C and like a little heavier, faster?
Acoustic stuff, maybe a little bit.
Maybe, but like I think that they have a lot of awesome melodies that metal misses sometimes. So maybe that kind of plays into what I'm writing, because riffs are melodies whether you like it or not, and I think it just comes out. I think writing metal, whether someone thinks that I'm good at it or not, I think it's really easy for me, and I can come up with riffs that I like pretty easily. If I need some inspiration, I always branch out and then kind of go back to my roots, and it always kind of turns out good.
So what do you listen to, Nick?
Mostly, like I said, I listen to a lot of heavy
The
music.
Midnight.
Yo, I love the Midnight, honestly. Shout out to Midnight. But I like other stuff like that, like the Midnight. I like some pop stuff. I love like Turnover.
New album's sick.
Turnover's new album's great.
Super good.
The new Vatican album's fucking great.
Mhm.
I've been listening to a lot of DaBaby. I love DaBaby. I love like Lil Peep. Love Freddie Gibbs, like shit like that. I mean, it's a lot of different stuff.
Even like your like rap, even the rap that you just said, those 3 names are fucking so different.
Right? So like, I love Freddie Gibbs. I love like Shakewell, stuff like that. And then I just listened to this girl named Phoebe Bridgers, I think her name is. And I haven't heard her before, but she's really,
Nor have I.
really soft, like chill music that I really enjoy. And I've been stuck on her lately.
Yeah.
So a bunch of different stuff.
When we were on tour back in the day, like I always had to have like some weird music in the van, for the van. This is before fucking cell phones and iPods and all that shit. So we had CDs. But like, good lord, there was a time where like after the first week of the fucking tour, I'm like, all right, we're done. No more heavy music at all in the van.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Bro, that was me.
We feel that,
That's
definitely.
us, literally.
Because like you're all day,
Stop!
you're all day listening to
Need
it.
Something chill.
You're all
Just
listening
one-
to it, and like your job technically is like to play it, so you're around it all the time. It's a pain.
We like for chill music. We like the Midnight, Turnover.
Mom jeans.
Mom Jeans is pretty cool. Who else? I can't think. Turnover mostly. That I've been stuck on that new album.
That's just any of their albums you can just turn on and drive to, and it's like chill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to think about it. It doesn't bother you. And everybody's pretty much down with that.
Yeah.
Where are some of your favorite shows as far as like on your tours have been?
I'd say
How many have you been on? How many like tours?
tours. So funny thing, we've been on 4 tours this year, and that's more than the entire span of the band that we've done tours. We did, I think, 1 tour in 2017 with Decided, and then some stuff with Law happened with me, so I couldn't leave the state on probation.
The
and shit
Law.
Like
Let's talk about that.
that. Oh man!
You should have said anything about that.
I just got arrested for some bullshit. Got fired from my job.
He was counterfeiting money bills.
Oh my god! Basically, what the cops thought. Okay, so I came across a fake $100 bill, and I took it to Dailies, and I was like, "Yo, don't know if this is real or not. Can y'all check it for me?" They checked it. It was fake, and we gotta call the cops. I was like, "All right, do your thing."
Do you think I'm gonna step out for a second?
I waited there for a good 5 minutes.
Okay, well you deserved it.
I waited there 5 minutes and said, "Yo, y'all want me to wait till the cops come?" And they're like, "Nah, you're good." Like just ignoring me basically.
Run.
So I was like, "I gotta work in the morning. I'm going home. Bye."
It's like
Drove
2
home.
o'clock, 2 p.m.
And like next day at work, literally next day at work, 4 cops come there to interview me about it, and then end up just arresting me on the clock. So I literally lost my job. I was unemployed for close to 3 months trying to find a job because it was a felony they charged me with. It was a 3rd-degree felony, uttering a false bill.
Did they clock you out though?
No, I asked. I said, "Can I at least fucking clock out?"
So you
No, dude, sorry. I was
Are
like,
you
"All
saying
right."
you had a mispunch?
Yes. Unforgivable at Publix.
Not cool.
Unforgivable. So I dealt with that shit for a year and a half. Had to do community service, get a new job, go back to school, impress the probation officer bullshit. And then after that was done, we started hitting Mindfield a little bit more hard. And we're like, "Yo, I don't have to deal with that bullshit anymore. Let's tour as much as we possibly can." So we toured with, the beginning of the year, we toured with Lowered AD, which was a blast. And Rob had mono the entire time.
Oh yeah. Mono.
And then we
Making out with all these other Brony fans? Or
Brony.
Honestly, the worst part about it was that I had no idea how I got it. I was just sick for an entire month.
Just stop licking handrails and shit, man.
He
Don't
played
lick
2 sets that
doorknobs.
month too. He played 2 sets.
Yeah, I was filling in for bass with Lowered.
So he played 2 sets every night and then just went in the van and slept.
With like 100-degree fever for like 2 weeks. It was
Yeah.
sick.
Dude, so you were probably like that clammy dude that's sniffling. And
He was
fucking-
mad.
Yeah.
I probably looked like I was on a lot of heroin.
Coming off of it or something.
Heroin.
Just
Oh, like, he
shaking
has
and
mono, I
sweating.
swear.
But-
He's fine.
But in reality, I was on the verge of death.
Yeah,
Which would be comparable.
Yeah.
he was
Same
having
thing.
a rough time. I remember that.
It's the same thing.
But then after that, we went to, was the next one Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We did a Texas run for Hope for Shelter Fest. We did that by ourselves, and
Who
it was
headlined that?
Hope for Shelter,
Easy Money,
Reserving Dirt Nabs,
Race Trader.
and that was in Dallas. No, not Dallas, Texas. San Antonio.
Yeah, that was a cool.
Yeah, we played Alabama that tour, San Antonio, Dallas, Louisiana. Heaven's Die played that. Really love Heaven's Die. And we did like I think 4 or 5 days by ourselves, and the drives on that tour were fucked.
Oh, yeah. Anything?
Our van didn't have AC. I was like
In June or May.
cooking like a hot dog in between the seats, laying on the floor. Oh my god!
You put your water on the ground because the engine's like underneath the van,
I'd never been so
and your water just gets scalding hot, and you're like, I can't even drink cold water anymore. This fucking sucks.
I think, especially from here, for people who are
We hit a bat
unfamiliar,
on the way home.
like driving on, I'm assuming you did I-10 like
Yup.
90% of the
the
time.
classic way.
So like I-10 out west, it's like 6 hours of Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have like 20 minutes of like Alabama or something, or Louisiana or something. Then Louisiana's a little longer, but fucking Texas, bro.
Texas was just
And it's so
huge.
dry.
It was our first time there. It was a blast.
And another
We had
thing
a
that
great
people
time.
don't realize is you're facing the fucking sun the entire time you're
The
driving.
whole
Dude.
time.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because
Remember,
like you're
remember
like
on the way back, your arm's getting completely baked.
My arm was burning
Yes.
in the van on the drive. My arm was burning because of the sun
And you
for so
can't
long.
wear anything with sleeves, or else you're just cooking.
You just heat stroke
And
instantly.
also you're cooking because you don't have sleeves on.
It's a lose. And then after
so
that,
again, this is all content you can download on their OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, $3 a month.
They get naked on
You
there.
drive us
They get naked in the
$9 a
tour
month, not even
van.
10.
Cooked arm meat, $10 a month.
There you go.
What the fuck?
It's all bonus content, you know. Fans just want it, bro.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
We'll announce tours before. No, we couldn't do that. That would.
It's my cooked arm meat.
So we did the Texas tour, and then we played all the Florida dates with Hoods, and that was a fucking blast.
That
Because
was sick.
before we played with them, that was the band that we covered for like the first 2 years of the band.
They're pretty.
And when we played
Been
with
around a
them,
while.
and they were all about it, and like
Their shows were awesome.
every show was great. Miami was wild,
Tampa was with 3D Deep.
pretty deep.
Yeah.
So what about bad ones?
Ah, man.
I'm sure there's like fucking 100 to 1 bad
What about
ones.
the one on
to
the
do.
way to Texas.
No, on the way to Brooklyn. We broke down.
No. Oh, yeah.
And we didn't get paid
Okay. So, this is the tour that I had Mono on. We played our first date. It was like,
Virginia or
no, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And then we had to drive all night to
13
Brooklyn,
hours.
To Brooklyn. We had to be there next day.
Ran out of gas.
And I'm driving,
You
fucking
were
sick.
in the front.
And it's like February, and I'm like, oh shit. I remember this older van we're driving, and it's like right before you get to the orange, we gotta stop for gas, or else you're fucked because you just run out of gas. And I'm telling the guys that, and like as that's happening,
As he's driving.
it's like,
Mm.
and I'm like,
Oh
fuck. I'm like, Dave, do we bring our skateboards? We ended up having to basically skateboard like 3 miles.
On the highway.
40
On the
degrees.
highway.
On 95.
At 4 in the fucking morning.
4 in the morning.
It's like raining and drizzling and like 30 degrees.
See, again, if you subscribe to the OnlyFans, these dudes can like
We will
Uber
actually
at
post
sometimes.
video footage of this happening in real time. $5 a month.
They just cover the Uber costs and they write down.
And then we get to fucking Brooklyn, and
Shot.
oh god,
Is this
We-
when
it was a really cool lineup.
Cool venue. Cool venue. We had
Brooklyn Tavern, right?
we had Utmost play. They were really cool, like melodic hardcore band. And we had Annulment play, and they were really fucking sick. One of the dudes from Incendiary plays drums in that band, I think. And DMP, Death Metal Pope, they were really fucking sick. So it was a good lineup, really cool venue. I don't know if it was poor, like, I don't know what happened, but we got there and maybe 5 people paid.
Yeah, it was like 5 seconds.
Maybe
we
5.
got half of a free pizza.
And we
Six
were
seconds.
supposed to get a full free pizza, but someone took it. Someone took our free pizza, so they made us 1 or 2 slices per band member, and then like 1 drink ticket per member. And I was like, all right, here you guys go.
We don't have any money
Thanks for
you.
driving.
And the
13
promoter was like,
hours.
yeah, I didn't make anything either. I'm like, I mean, you didn't drive 13 hours either, did you? Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, he probably like, I made a little money though.
So, like,
that was a bad show.
that was a bad one.
That was a bad one.
How many of those do you guys get? You guys, I mean, obviously touring bands, especially before you're signed.
Honestly, there's only like a couple on that
For
tour.
how little we've toured, I've been surprised with the turnouts, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I've booked all the stuff, like, myself. So I've been
That was
really
my next
worried.
question. Like, if you guys,
I've been really worried about, like, all the show turnouts. Because I'm just like, well, if this sucks, it's on me. So that Lower AD tour, like, I think we had the Brooklyn show. That was bad.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Everything else was wild.
what's the Brooklyn fan base looking like? Is it like hipster city out there for
I don't
fucking
know.
hardcore?
We didn't have enough people to show up to find out.
There's no
Because I mean, I've been to Brooklyn, and
It was a cool city. I love walking
kinda
around.
hipster.
New York's
I
fun.
think the coolest thing that happened at that show was our bassist found a Ozzy Osbourne pin that fell off a 50-year-old punk dude's jacket.
Sick.
And he kept that shit. And he was like, yo, fuck yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very hyped
And
on
then
that.
Colby lost it. Like he does all of those
The
pins.
fucking bassist of this band. Can't wait for him to hear this.
So like pins. Do you guys ever? Does he fuck with like pins heavy or is
Yeah.
it
He
just
actually
like punk pins or
is-
like pins in general?
No,
Both.
He does a lot of art for us.
Mhm.
He has a sign painting company, and he actually creates enamel pins. He just came out with some Jags ones.
Yeah.
What's his pin company? Pinobi? Obi Pinobi?
Obi Pinobi.
Pinobi.
I think it's called, his sign page is called Bacon Signs.
Obi-Wan Pinobi.
Oh.
Is that what it really is?
No.
No, okay, because there is like a Jaguar fucking thing. I think Pinobi is the.
Yeah.
He doesn't
name.
have an actual one for his pins, but for his signs that he makes, it's called Bacon Signs if you want to follow it.
Piopi.
Pinobi.
Yeah, you never
Bacon
know.
underscore signs.
Bacon
And-
underscore
Enamel
signs.
pins are the shit right now.
Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
lot of different pins made
He
for
has
Mindfield.
tons. He's a big Simpsons collector.
Mm-hmm.
He has.
Sounds like a friend of mine, bro. Pins in The Simpsons. Like, all right, do I get it?
Yeah, it might be Colby.
No, it's not.
Is it Warren?
No.
Colby, you're not the only one.
No, yeah. I mean, does Colby hang out in the rain for the Rickmobile?
He could have, but he may not have told us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be very
He
possible.
didn't tell anybody about it.
But it's very possible.
Because my friends that are the big Simpsons people, they were like, yeah, fuck it, 7 o'clock, we're going out there, and it rained.
That's a no for me, dog.
And it rained. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get it. I mean, I
Teach their own, like I said.
pin art's cool. I love pin art. I would make pin art. I just don't collect those things.
He did the colorways for our Mindfield pins.
Mhm.
Yes. Lots of different colorways.
Lots of different colorways. He's made some different type of what's that show called?
The show?
The
He makes our designs for shirts.
yeah, he's made some shirt designs too. Yeah, he's like basically.
Is he the
all
one that
have,
lives
like,
in
a-
Orlando? No, Trevor lives in
Trevor
Orlando.
lives
His
in
brother
Orlando.
lives in Orlando.
We all have like a list that I feel like we each play in the band.
Yeah.
Like Rob gets all the riffs down, gets all the recording shit. Trevor does a lot of the Instagram, social media kind of stuff, and video
promos.
promotional stuff.
He's
Colby does all of the
editing.
like the editing and the Photoshop and all the kind of like logos and designs we get usually.
Not practice space.
And not practice space.
Everything but playing his instrument.
And then I do most of the booking stuff. So we all really throw a big hand
Yeah.
into the band.
Which is honestly why we've been able to cover as much ground as we have. I think.
Yeah, it definitely helps with like each person doing an individual thing because like, and then
We're all in on this.
I would talk shit about my old friends that were in my band, but I felt like I was the only one doing anything outside of the musical part. So
Yes.
like,
The business part.
yeah, I was booking the shows, doing the social
So you
media
know.
at the time. There was not that
MySpace.
much. Yeah, it was that.
Let's go.
But I was like
Yeah.
booking, and I would have like input in the songwriting too. But like outside of that, no one was doing dick. So I was like, fuck.
You're like, fuck this, dude. I'm out.
Yeah.
I feel that. But that's why I feel like we all communicate well and we're all on the same wavelengths with stuff. Like, whether it be just random bullshit like humor or like riffs that we like, we all just click on the same shit.
Yeah.
We're like almost like on a voting system. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, who's up for this?
We playing this show?
We're
3 votes to 1? All right, we're playing it.
Yeah,
all
that
right.
sucks being the one.
Literally.
Fuck, I don't want to do that.
Figure it out, dude.
What the hell?
But we're not doing a lot of shows right now. We're doing select few here and there. Our next show is
Honestly, I'm glad we didn't take that first little round because now we're getting offered even better ones. And,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, with being signed and stuff, obviously, I was gonna ask, like, are you still gonna be handling your shit, or are you gonna have like a booking
we're
agent?
gonna book most of it unless Josh from Bullet Tooth can reach out to his people that he knows and try and like submit us for bigger tours.
Their support,
Otherwise, I'll be doing it.
Their support is going to have lend a hand
It's gonna go a long way.
with a lot of booking and stuff.
What?
like
Yeah. What
that.
else are they gonna be helping you out with? Are they gonna pay for like recording and shit like that?
Recording, marketing,
Artwork.
tour.
So are you gonna like pump up the prices for your recording?
Well, he records it all, so he does it for free.
Yeah, I mean,
And then we just
And you can like budget it. You know what I'm saying?
well, yeah.
I know this is my band, but I'm gonna need $1,000, guys.
I mean,
and he knows he
yeah,
won't.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I did the last one. No, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. Anyways, tour support. You know,
Fests.
Fest
is a big thing. we're trying to
management,
get on.
if we need it. He said that anything we need, just to reach out.
Cool.
And that's
Promotion, artwork,
that's
marketing.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with how big their organization is currently because, like I said, I knew that it was defunct Trustkill, Josh and
He
shit.
described it as an indie major label. So
Because I know he has ties too. They had ties
He's got
too.
some good heavier bands
That's
too.
why he described it that way. It's like an indie label because he wants to keep it small and manageable.
Mhm.
Because it is probably only him and a couple of other people.
Mhm.
If that.
But he still has those major label connections
Mhm.
and those relationships with a lot of promoters that are still doing just as much as they were back then.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
even
and
more.
that label, it was them and Fair were like my two favorites back in the day, and they found like so much good music.
Yeah.
Poison the Well was on Trustkill, I think, at one
Both.
point.
They were on both.
That's crazy
Yep.
to think about. I know Bullet Tooth, they have Earth Crisis is on there now. They'll be releasing a new album from what I've heard.
First Blood.
First Blood, Most Precious Blood.
Yep.
I'm like more old school, like heavier bands, which like I feel like we fit in with for the most part.
Yeah, I mean they honestly have a wide range.
Very wide range.
Death Ray
Memphis-
Vision,
Memphis Mayfire's on it.
Memphis
Mhm,
Mayfire. Death Ray Vision just released their album. They were touring with Crowbar and Killswitch.
Yeah, that's one of the dudes from Killswitch, I think, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's one of the dudes. I can't remember.
What was the name of the band you just said?
Death Ray Vision.
No, okay, that was because Jesse of Killswitch has a different band. I thought that might be what you're saying.
Yeah,
No, it's not that one.
they're cool.
That band's sick though. Like they got, like he showed us all the stuff he's done for like other bands, and it just seemed.
Did you guys go up there and meet him, or is it just all over?
This was at the Jersey show. When we
Okay,
talked to him.
okay.
Yeah.
He brought us a bunch of old school like Trustkill merch and like records, and I thought that was really cool.
Tell him to hook it up. I'm looking for a hoodie.
You're right. He had a bunch of cool ass shit. But then, like I said, he saw us at that show, and we played shitty. The turnout was shitty. We were like, this guy's not gonna want anything to do with us. And then we got done. He was like, so you guys want to work together? And we were just like, let's figure out some shit. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're gonna try to get the fucking record done before the spring, so that way you can hit the touring cycle.
Trying to.
What festivals are your ideal situation?
On our radar, festival wise, like This Is Hardcore, Promcore, Wild Rose up in Canada. Rockville.
What?
If we could open at Rockville, that would be badass. I remember our friends in Yashira did that before, which was really cool. So I feel like it's possible we can.
There's
do
a lot
that.
of people there at 12 o'clock too. So
Exactly, I'm saying. And just to play on a stage that big would be insane. Just like fests like those that are known, like This Is Hardcore. We'd love to play FYA, but the fest is already locked in stone. Yeah, just fests like those. The bigger ones like FYA, This Is Hardcore, Promcore. Hope for Shelter when it was a thing, but I think he said.
When you say big ones, man, I'm thinking like Rockville, those size. But
we
you're talking like
talked
big
about
scene ones.
Shaky Knees Fest, and that would be cool to get on, but that's like a stretch. Like I'll be like,
I could see like a Turnstile type band playing something like that.
I think
Shaky Knees, yeah.
Higher Power's playing that.
Mm-hmm.
Higher Power and then some other band. It might be Turnstile. It's not Turnstile though.
They just have like a their sound is just so much bigger. Yeah,
Just
not
very
bigger. I
wide
don't say that, but
range.
wider.
Denver is like honestly just like a festival band now.
Turnstile.
Or no, Turnover.
Oh, Turnover.
Epicenter is what we were talking about with like
Disturb Metallica.
Yeah.
literally
Just to like open it, just to.
Oh well,
get
yeah,
it
because
out
then
there.
you'll get like the fucking push mosh
Exactly.
people.
Just
Man,
just
it's like-
something, just to get our name out
Well,
there.
and you know the thing is, we were talking about a lot of those guys and people, I should say, that are like younger and going to those festivals. They don't know any better.
I
don't wanna say no any
You can't
better.
even say it with a straight face.
They don't know maybe that they haven't reached the pinnacle of their like discovery of bands. You know,
Yes.
like I fucking was Power Man 5000 for a little while.
Yo, Power Man 5000.
I was Rob Zombie's like nephew, I think.
Yo, Rob Zombie, let's go.
I guess.
I used to fuck with Rob Zombie heavily. Oh, dude, Dracula was my shit.
Oh,
Dracula
good
was
lord.
like my shit.
That just reminds me of a kid driving me to school. I used to drive with him, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, obviously, when we were in high school out here. And it was dark, and he had like these weird neon lights inside, and he would just fucking play Dracula all the time.
With the neon lights?
Yeah, and they would like
That's just
say,
another level. I couldn't do that at 6 a.m.
"Dude, the ditches they burn." I was
It's
like,
like,
"Go,
yo, it's too
go,
early
go."
for
It's like a
that.
5-minute drive to school, dude. Just chill. Please.
Just be like, put something else on.
Somehow he played it 4
Put some
times.
Biggie
Yeah.
on. Put something chill on. I can't do this at 6.
I'm gonna start riding the bus again. Fuck.
Get me out of here.
No, it's fun shit. So what are what are 5 influential albums for you? As far as like, doesn't have to be for your music or anything like that, but just in general, like what 5 albums?
I'd say one is definitely.
Rob, you should start thinking about yours right now.
I think one for me is Sepultura Chaos ID. It's definitely one of our favorites. Any All Out War record. 'Cause, yeah, we played 2 shows with them. We did Orlando, and then we flew out to Puerto Rico and played in Puerto Rico with them. And that was an interesting time. Puerto Rico was very interesting, per
Yeah?
se. Yeah, just like the scene there and the culture and everything. It was really cool, though. It was definitely an experience.
I think those island type groups love that hardcore shit.
They were like into like the more like heavier beatdown stuff still.
Yeah, they like I
Well, they
think
like turn back in time a little bit.
Yeah, they were.
they obviously are definitely.
They still had like the big plugs and stuff, like at hardcore shows. Like, I'm not
No, that's
hating
just
on
just them in general. Not I shouldn't say Puerto Rico, but just like island culture.
Just island cool, yeah. But like
I mean, they're literally on an island.
Yeah.
But yeah, Puerto Rico was like a vacation for us basically.
Except for almost
And then we almost got killed there. That was a fucking wild time. Again, our bassist Colby almost killed us. That was. I won't go into too much detail about that, but it was a wild time. It was an experience. Only way to put it, really.
So you have 2 more, 2 more albums? 3 or 2 more albums. I know you said All Out War, Sepultura.
All Out War, Sepultura. You got any, Rob?
You got 2. Rob, give me 5.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say Toxicity is one of my all-time favorites.
That's a heavy banger
System
album.
of a Down, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say This Is It by The Strokes.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
What's on that one?
Fuck. Every single song on that album.
Is Last Night on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Last
that's the
Night's
one I'm
on
thinking
there.
of. All right, yeah, moving on.
I would have to say. I mean,
We're getting like
I'd have to say Master of Puppets.
okay.
There's so many fucking riffs.
There's just so many riffs.
I would say Practice What You Preach by Testament.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. What else?
It's hard. It's like one of the harder questions I get. So I'm just like, I try to think about it. I'm just like,
I don't think I want to just scroll through my shit.
Right?
That's one.
Well, I mean, like like shape that's kind of like shaped you, not like ones you listen to all
like
the time.
musically, what
Yeah.
shaped us?
Yeah.
For this band, I'd say like All Out War, Sepultura, Marauder,
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
like that.
I've been listening to a lot of Black Breath.
Black Breath is always fucking bad.
Like, honestly, any album by Black Breath
Mhm.
is fucking killer.
So we're trying to mix like the heaviness of like Black Breath with like the riffage of like All Out War and
I mean, they're
Sepultura.
about as dark as it gets when it comes to like hardcore.
Yeah,
To me,
Black
it's
Breath.
like
Yeah.
it's like I mean they're black and hardcore.
That's the only way to put it.
It's like Spit on the Cross. I mean, don't get heavier than that. But they also got like a lot of thrash riffs,
Mhm.
breakdowns, and
The fast stuff that we love.
It's just good.
So what would be the perfect sound for you guys if you guys like nailed it right on the fucking head? Like, what do you aspire to be?
Oh.
Oh man.
Like what combination of artists that exist?
Or like what
already?
band would we like to be?
Yeah, like
Would we
if you
compare
hit
ourselves to?
not really per se like one band, but if you were to like,
A sound.
if you guys were to like, oh, this is it, this is our best thing.
Mm.
This is our toxicity.
Oh man, I'd say like
Just the album. That's it.
this album coming out. I'd say just like a bunch. I wouldn't say any band in particular. I would say like thrashy riffs mixed with like just riffs that make you want to just mosh and two-step and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say.
Along with like punk beats and like maybe a D beat here and there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different shit, honestly. We couldn't really narrow it down, even if I tried, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't really. I've tried, even just sitting in my own time, I'm just like, I don't fucking know, honestly.
Dude, honestly, I would just want to say like Slayer riffs.
Oh, yeah,
with,
Slayer too.
With you know, a modern touch and you know, but heavier.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
More modern, heavier.
Do you plan on attending any of the last Slayer shows?
I was at their last Chicago show at Riot Fest.
Cool.
Fucking
When the
awesome.
Riot Fest recently?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, Glassjaw played their worship and tribute shit
Dude,
there.
oh
That's my
God.
all-time favorite.
Dude, they honestly, out of all the bands I saw that weekend, that was the best set.
Yeah.
They,
I've
honestly,
done.
their sound and their performance was incredible.
Yeah, I've done some dumb things for that band. Not like, I mean, I've done like some dumb trips for that band.
So
like I've
good.
spent a fuckload of money to see
So
them.
good. I saw Jawbreaker.
Oh yeah, they came back together.
Testament, Slayer, and Anthrax all on the
Anthrax.
same fucking day,
Anthrax
which
is
was
badass.
insane.
So you like some cheesy 80 metal? That's what
Oh,
my,
yeah.
my stepdad.
Yeah.
Thank him.
No, I get it. No, I mean like that's a building block for some
Dude,
shit. Yeah.
So good. Like I mean, it's all,
Nuclear Assault's another band that we like that's really old, like thrashy. We discover.
It's crazy if you really think about it, how big like Anthrax and all that
Machine
shit got back in the day for not being like
Yes.
super mainstream. I mean, I guess they were mainstream because they've just always been around. But
No, they were stuck in with that label with Metallica.
they also did a bunch of like crossover shit though too.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
With like
Rappers.
and shit. Yeah.
They were a big '80s band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
It's like modern, like Cold World does that.
They're honestly they're from Brooklyn. They're from New York, and it's just like that. They were on the right time. Just
Mhm.
not that big sound.
It was
Had that big goatee. You know, stood out a lot.
That definitely stands out.
Yeah, he still does it.
It's weird. It's so weird that he does. I mean, it's cool that he does it too. But he plays in like all these other bands. Like he's in the Damn Things with
The Damn
fucking
Things
Keith
with-
and all them.
Yep.
Yeah, we had him on. We had Keith on, and we asked him like, "What's it like being a band full of millionaires and you're the only one that's not a fucking millionaire?"
Damn.
Yeah, he was like, "It's fucking tough sometimes."
Damn it.
Because they get invited to all those other things that like every time I die doesn't get invited to.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Bye.
You're like, I'm like, shit.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Dude, that's gnarly.
That's a weird band. The Damn Things.
Yeah.
As far as like group of people and where everyone's from and shit.
Yeah.
You got Fall Out Boy every
Fall Out
time.
Boy.
Very diverse.
You have Anthrax, and you have Every Time I Die.
Mhm.
The dude from Fall Out Boy was in another band, wasn't he? Another hardcore band.
Yeah, he's in
All of Fall Out Boy, I think, was in a different hardcore band.
yes.
Somewhere.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think they all came from a hardcore
Andy
scene.
Hurley was in. Oh, I
I
forget.
can't remember the name of that band.
Did he filled in for someone? I think after Fall Out Boy stepped away.
Yeah, yes, but he's always been in this other. I want to say a straight edge hardcore band.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I can't think of them. I have to research on my phone. I can't remember.
I'm not doing that.
You don't want to look up Andy Hurley on your phone?
I can't remember.
No, I only look up his vegan magazine features.
Nice.
It's getting there.
Nice.
Good shit.
His powerlifting vegan shit.
He powerlifts? No, that can't be
Oh,
true.
no.
Yeah, that can't be true.
This is
I was
random
like, I mean,
shit.
he may like work out a little bit, but he doesn't look like he powerlifts.
He powerlifts drumsticks.
There it is. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Fall Out Boy, that was a funny one. Fall Out Boy was a funny one,
It
man.
is still a funny one.
It's I don't even really
It's not
pay attention
laughable,
anymore.
but it is.
It's a classic.
Well, earlier Fall Out Boy is the
Yes.
weird stuff. I feel like we're getting off topic here too, obviously, but like I feel like once Pete found Panic at the Disco, like fucking Fall Out Boy was like, we're going that route.
Yeah, I get that.
We're
That
going
makes sense.
Panic at the Disco
That
route.
makes
Panic at the
sense.
Disco, like, you know, they're just like overshadowed by Fall Boy. But they're kind of better.
Oh, that first, dude, the first Panic at the Disco album was like obviously a scene
Well, I mean,
classic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You couldn't go anywhere without hearing that.
A true classic, honestly.
And then the Normies got a hold of it, and you can
The
play.
freaking normie.
You can still hear all that shit out now.
It's like 15-year-old white chicks at the bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Singing it, and it's like, how the fuck did they get in here?
Well, I definitely have DJ'd their fucking first album songs out late at night at the fucking bars before, and
Before
yeah,
they got
like
shut down for underage drinking.
no. Well, see, all those 15-year-olds turned into like 25-year-olds now,
Oh, yeah.
so they're like, I fucking remember this shit.
And it's like, fuck, shit. Rock metal.
But even like early Fall Out Boy was
Rock.
still
Rock.
you could still kind of get this like very very minimal hardcore feel from like early Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
It's like a dirty fucking pop punk sound.
Yes.
That's great.
That's what I was gonna go for.
I don't even know if they play instruments now, like the new music. I don't feel like they. I feel like it's just super produced in studio.
It's like Bring Me the Horizon now.
Yeah.
But I like it for some weird reason.
Suicide Season, though.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm not a Bring Me the Horizon
Suicide
fan.
Season.
Oh, God.
Count Your Blessings.
Dude,
Plagues?
come on.
Oh, Plagues, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that was-
did they play Rockville last year? This last one?
Bring Me the Horizon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
I
they did.
was
Suicide
not
Season's
about it.
So good.
No.
It's so good.
And I had never seen them before.
It's so good.
I'd never seen Bring Me the Horizon live before. I mean, I remember when they first came out and how it was like a heavier band and shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, I'll fucking stick around and check it out. And again, I'm not talking shit or anything like that. I just had an expectation of what I thought they
Yes.
may sound like. And I was like, huh,
Right.
that is
Oh.
not at
So
all
this
what's
is
going
the
on.
direction we're going.
Yeah, I was like, this is a full-on
So one thing I can say
production.
about that album, though, and that band, is just they have never released the same album twice,
No.
which I can respect.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything else you want to kind of like toss out in the last little bit here as far as... I was thinking like bands locally we could shout out, but we already really talked about most of them.
I'll give my last album.
Go for it.
He probably thought about it.
He looked it up.
Shadows of Security by Azalea Died.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Yikes.
Let's go.
That
You're gonna catch some heat.
no, I'm not. I don't care.
You're gonna try to kill your wife
The-
at some point, and you're gonna catch some heat for that.
I'm not.
I'm not.
He can. I don't care. Dude, honestly, everything about that album and those
It's a great album.
That's the one after
So-
fail collapse or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with the.
That was such a great
Yeah,
song.
I remember that. I mean, that was a good album too, but then he tried to kill his wife, and I don't know how I feel about all that now.
And then you're just like, I don't like that.
It's so weird, and like now it's
saved.
Bro.
huh?
God has saved.
He was saved before though, bro. That was the whole situation.
I say you gotta say it again.
Man was crazy on roids.
I mean, have you kept up at all with his situation?
Very little.
Very little, yeah.
Let me give you a little. Little. What's been going on the last couple of years? So obviously the whole situation happened. He went to jail for that, and then
2 years, something like that.
I think he was doing like some powerlifting and shit like that, like
Yes.
getting really into steroids, and that was
Yes.
probably the reason why he came to the conclusion that that was a good idea.
Yes.
He's
that was it right there.
Nothing else is going right. Gotta kill her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to approach
Logical
the situation, but
right?
that seems like the
Okay,
only logical
great.
explanation.
I'm just like, all right, Tim, chill out.
So then he was in jail, got off the boys probably, and decided, realized that he had done
I was
wrong.
emailing them,
Who?
like, the band. I
Not
don't
yet.
know.
They didn't have any contact yet.
Oh.
I don't think. But he was emailing a woman. He did get married.
Yes,
So he
I
got
saw that.
married in
The
jail
one
to a
he's
woman.
married to now.
Now,
Yes.
currently,
Okay.
which is,
Interesting.
to
Crazy.
each his own.
Do
To
you
each his
think-
own.
do you
But
think-
I found it weird that he
Good
promoted
for
it
her.
on. I feel like I found it weird that he did promote it on social media and such. Like, this is me getting married,
Right.
again,
And
bro.
I was like,
And it's like,
how'd you feel about it?
within the last 3 years.
He's trying to get Instagram in jail.
Yeah, he did have one. He did have
Did
one.
he?
Of the, yeah, that's where he posted it. I don't know if he had one in there. He wasn't like flexing on the story.
If
or
I
nothing.
ever-
Check out
If
my
I ever go to
Instagram.
jail, I better have fucking Instagram. That's all I'm saying.
Yo,
I watched
I
a
need
thing.
something.
Oh my god! Not to
You
get
can
too
get
off
one.
topic, but I watched a fucking documentary on Netflix called Dream Killer,
Drink killer.
and this dude got falsely accused for killing some dude. He went to jail in like 2000, and they just got him out, or he went earlier, like before social media and before all that shit. He went out. He got out finally, like 10 years later, And he was like, I don't know anything about that shit. And I was like,
Straight up,
it
like-
blew my mind. I was like, oh,
It
wow.
must be an insane concept to be in jail for 10 plus years.
How long were you in jail?
8 hours.
Weak.
Only 8 hours.
No, I feel like he had longer.
Dude,
both
you
of
beat me,
you-
freak.
Both of you guys are longer than I am.
am.
I got arrested like earlier this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Party.
I spent like 4 hours in jail.
Let's go. Rob's got his beat. Rob's got 12. I got 8.
Damn, dude, you do like
He's
3
got-
months. I will say this though, I got arrested when I was like 21 maybe for fucking some. I mean, both things were like dumb shit like yours. Like,
Bullshit.
yours was even worse than mine. Mine was
Complete
like,
bullshit.
mine was like, you got a warrant out for your arrest. I was like, for what?
You're like, wait a minute. Hold on, Chief.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that was
It was
before.
one pack of gum, I swear.
I did get caught with a grinder and I just didn't show up at the court
Oh.
date. One of the court dates or something like that. But anyway,
You know you can delete the app, right?
I know, but he was already going through my phone. He was already going through my phone, you know, and I was like, fuck it, let it run. But if he knows what it is, then he knows what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, the first time I went to jail, did you get in a cell? Were you
Yep.
able to get into
I
a
was in a
cell?
holding cell.
Okay, no, like an actual,
Oh, actual
jail.
cell? No, I was in a holding cell.
Wait, did you go to a jail cell?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Weird flexes, but okay.
Hot Rod was my cellmate. I shit you not.
I had 2 of them. One of them had just gotten shot in the fucking face.
Oh my
What?
god.
That was the first time I ever went to
Just
jail.
chilling in jail.
Just
So what you in
He had
for?
like a thing. Yeah, it was all like, "What are you in for?" And I was like, "I don't know. I showed up with a piece of paper, and I'm here now."
I got shot in the
I
face.
got shot in the fucking face.
I'd be
Yeah, I was like-
I shouldn't be here.
It's like, true that,
Bottom bunk,
but
bitch.
I got yeah. No, I showed up and they didn't. There was no fucking mattress on my bed, right?
Nothing.
On my little metal thing on the wall.
Nothing.
And I was like, one of these bitches stole my fucking mattress, bro.
God damn.
Because I didn't know. I was like, maybe they
Just
came.
double stacked on the
Wait a
They
minute.
said, fuck this guy.
20-year-old white kid showing up. What's up, dude?
They're just like, this motherfucker. I just got shot.
I had
this man's in here.
I had Moe's earlier today. What's good?
These guys are like, I'm gonna kill this man.
Yeah. No, jail's funny, dude.
Jail's an interesting time.
I got flashed by 8 grown men.
Oh,
Nice.
see, I didn't
Yeah.
nothing like that.
That's a little
I
rough.
wasn't even in the shower.
It was my room.
No,
My little room. You know, they all came in just showed
They
me
just
what they
walked
got.
past, just showed me their cocks, and just walked away.
That was their butts.
Oh,
Again-
the butts.
Again, on not grind.
Ah, he got it. He's caught.
You can check out their OnlyFans at.
$3 a month.
See, Rob got flashed by 8 butts.
No, when I walked, was it here? Did you get arrested here? In
Yeah.
town? Cool. So like,
Cool.
Well, because if I'm going to explain it, he'll know what I'm talking about. When you walk to like your cell block, like your little block, your pod, dude. When I went in earlier this year, all of them were just hanging out on the window because it's all see-through, clear shit.
Yup.
And then I walked in, like, oh, he's here, and I was like, what's up? I'm here.
It's me.
They're like, I'm gonna stab this man.
Well, and I was like,
Seriously.
you know, when you watch so much Locked Up and Lockdown or fucking
Yeah.
documentaries and shit, you're like, all right, don't be a
an
nerd when you're like, hey, just be like, what up?
Be
Yeah,
like, hey,
fucking,
what's
I'm in
up?
jail
Hey.
too. It's good. Who's got the fake cigarettes?
Dried up piece of pillowcase.
Where the
Yo.
Where the loose is it?
Yeah.
That shit's killing
Oh my
me.
god, yeah. The first time, like years, like when I was 20, there was a dude, the guy who fucking got shot in the face, was smoking a fake cigarette or whatever they fucking rolled up in the cell. And of course, I'm just showing up, so that's my cell technically that I'm showing up, and like they're smoking cigarettes, and I'm like, great. And then like to cover the smell up, they had this fucking a bunch of shit in a sock, and they would just like fling the sock around. And it was like powder, like soap powder, but I remember breathing that in. I was like, oh my god, that is like worse than the smoke, dude. It was
Jail
rough.
ingenuity, man.
Oh, just
It's
crazy.
another level.
Smoke the sock.
Smoke the sock.
We didn't get far enough to like make any kind of like jail pizza or jail meal. I did have the brown bag lunch, which you probably had too.
Yeah. The only thing I remember is like
They gave me a ham sandwich. I said, I ain't eating.
they
That ain't ham, dude. You didn't get no ham sandwich. You got a bologna sandwich. or some
Oh.
shit.
That ain't ham, brother.
There was no
That's
ham.
Please say no, Steve, too.
Did you get the
That
Oreos?
ain't do
I didn't get Oreos. You got Oreos?
Yeah.
What?
They were Oreos, they were knockoff
But
Oreos.
still, you got cookies?
They made me stand in front of the window.
You want your cookie? Nope. You can have my cookies.
Like, I was by myself in my holding cell, but there's like blood all over the seats. I'm like, man, and you're getting cookies?
Well, we probably went to a different holding cell, the big main room that has like fucking toilets
Downtown?
available. Yeah.
Yeah.
It had a big fucking. It was a big fucking room, and it was like cell.
No. I mean, like you're holding like before you go to your cell.
I don't remember. I got arrested at like midnight.
Oh, you were drunk?
I mean, yeah.
Not sober?
Technically. I mean,
Technically.
not,
Bullshit.
Not wasted, but
Stand up, brother.
but underage
Mm-hmm.
and
That's it.
consuming alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those brownies go crazy, bro.
Brony.
Like it's,
Those brownie parties go nuts.
they made me stand in front of the window while they
They made
rolled,
you.
They were like, "Yo, bro, stand in front of the window." I'm like, "All right." And then they were like lifting these like heavy bags of water wrapped up in sheets so they could work out, and I was like, hey, "Let me hit that shit."
Let me get that shit real quick.
I could do a couple sets.
Like, oh, this man ain't playing. All right, shit.
Did you have to experience a like overnight? Oh yeah, probably because you were
Yes.
fucking.
12 hours.
Luckily, at like 2:00 in the morning, because my dad knew this was years and years and years ago. My dad knew that I had gone down to the jail and like I didn't come back.
My dad knew too.
And I was, and you know, you get to call a number. I was fucking years and years and years ago. We didn't have a house phone, and I was like, I don't know anyone's fucking cell phone number.
Right.
So
Straight
like,
up.
I was like, fuck it, whatever. They know I'm here. In my head, I was like, in the morning I'll be out. You know, I was like, I'll go to court in the
Just wait a
morning.
little
or
bit,
some
it'll be
shit.
fine.
It'll be all good. I'm a gangster. I could do it.
I'm a gangster.
No, my God, this guy got shot in the face. Fuck yeah, I want to get out.
Yo, get
Hey guys,
me out of
Who's
here.
got? Yeah, where's the cigarettes, dude? Who's got some ciggies? Who's got the fucking fake wine?
I call my mom. She's like,
Hooch, dude.
she's like, all right, let me know when you're out. I'm
Okay,
like,
we'll do.
fuck. What?
No, like at 2:00 in the morning, my fucking bail went through, and they like over the intercom. The door went open. I was like, "Fucking laters, dudes."
Later, dude. Occupied him.
Fuck you.
And then I saw
You're
them.
cool.
I saw them in court the next day because you always show up fucking court, and the
Yours
dude.
right afterwards? That's convenient, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was scheduled for court at 9 in the morning anyway.
I had to wait like a week, and then I had to go to court.
That's all my homies from the cell block come through. What up,
Oh,
dog?
no,
How's your cheek
same,
doing?
man.
How's your cheek feeling? And of course, I asked him what happened, and he was like, some bullshit. You know, this, that, the other. I was like, I bet it was some bullshit.
Right, you
Just another day.
almost got shot in the brain.
Yeah, just some bullshit.
Just another day.
No big deal.
And I'm in jail. You know, how'd that happen? I was like, I don't know,
How we
bro.
get here, man?
Yeah.
Shit.
We're equals?
But I was last time I was schooling dudes on like how to fucking make money out when they get out.
Really?
I was like, here's what you do, son.
Here's what you gotta do.
Here's some internet hustles, okay?
Let's
He
see.
goes, really? I was like, yes.
Give it a shot.
Podcast.
Give it a shot.
You ever stole credit card numbers? No, I'm kidding.
Next level shit.
That's like some fucking Bluetooth scammer shit. I don't know anything
Too-
about that.
Some
Too
dark web
much.
shit. Let me get
Yeah.
credit card numbers.
Too much.
I know how to make like a marketing website, you know what I'm saying? Like I know how to like sell shit on the internet.
I know a couple things.
But yeah.
What's
So-
your social security number?
Yeah, steal social security numbers, steal all that shit.
You know, easy shit.
This is good content right here.
This is gold.
If they've made it this far into it, onlyfans.com / the Vanflip.
For $30 a month, you get our social security number.
Or a social security number. It doesn't fucking matter.
To get one of our social security
I don't
numbers.
have much, I swear.
It's a
God.
surprise.
I am broke.
All right, well, let's, shout out any final things before we dip out of here.
Shout out, followers.
Shout
Shout out to Casey Frey.
out Casey Frey, shout out followers. Look out for the album, either spring or summer. Shout out to Zayas. Shout out Rhythm of Fear. Shout out Vatican. Shout out Megachurch.
Do we want to do your better nerd of
I have no idea
you
what
in?
just
You
said.
in? You in the fucking? You know, we were talking about him earlier. Fucking Ben's in the band.
Bonita Nova.
Oh,
Yes.
you would need a Nova, yes. You
What is it?
Nova.
You
You
mean
need a Nova.
New name.
And
Need a new
then
name. Need a new
Ether
name.
Coven, badass band.
Okay.
I don't know if I already said them at Vatican. Check out their new
Fourth
album.
time. Fourth time he's mentioned that fucking
For
album.
the record.
Hey, I think they might want to tour or some shit if you getting that vibe.
Nah, that's all I got for shout outs. We also got some people.
I don't care about nobody really.
I feel you.
Fuck all. Fuck everyone.
Damn it. We're a nice band. It's
Tell mom I love you, mom.
Mom.
And that's it.
That's it.
All right, cool. We'll put that up.